Hello and welcome back to another one of our adventures. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the trip that we took on the Summit Houseboat up at Lake Shasta. In this video I'm going to show you what the inside of the Summit Houseboat looks like and some of our pros and cons from our trip and just our thoughts and opinions on renting a houseboat at Lake Shasta. We are a family of 5, and when we took this trip we did have our young son, who was 2 years old at the time, on the boat with us. I will say that was pretty nerve-wracking as a parent, constantly having to worry about my child throughout the night and getting into the water and things like that, just, regular parent anxiety. So the trip that we took was for 5 days and 4 nights up on Lake Shasta, and the houseboat that we have is the Summit Houseboat, which was for 10 people. I will say right off the bat that if you're not comfortable being in close quarters with other people, then you probably will not like this because there is not a lot of space. Even though there are enough bed spaces, you would be sharing the kitchen and the bathroom, and just generally there's not a lot of space to move around. First, I'm going to walk you through the houseboat and show you kind of a quick overview of what the inside of the houseboat looks like, in case you wanted to see something a little bit more in-depth than just the pictures online. So Byron and everybody swam across to the other side of this little creek area that we're in, and they're over there jumping off rocks. So while they're gone and it's quiet over here, I'm going to show you around the houseboat really quick. This is our back patio. There's Leon playing some video games, and the ladder up to the top. We've been going on the top and jumping off. Shh, don't tell anyone. We're not supposed to, but we did. Okay, this is into the back room. So these are the double beds, but I made this little hidey hole for Leon in here, and I had to block off the windows because it was pretty bright. And then there's this little vanity area, and then we've got some closet storage space, some kiddie toys. We haven't really put anything in there. It actually comes with a lot of stuff. So we've got extra life vests and everything. And this is the second set of beds. So there's another set of bunk beds here. So Candrelyn's sleeping down there, and this is just another empty one because nobody else came with us. Across from Candrelyn's bed, we have the bathroom. It's so glorious. I'm really actually glad because it has a tub, so it'll be a lot easier to give Leon a bath at the end of the day. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's got a nice big mirror in there. And then this is the kitchen area. And it came equipped with a lot of stuff. So they give you 1 roll of paper towels. So we got a roll of paper towels, the soap and the sponge. And then we have pots and pans that they gave us. And you get, not a gun, you don't get a gun, but you get the silverware. And you get skillets, which is great because we're making pancakes. And then you get all of the cups and plates and bowls. And they also give you the strainer also. On this side of the kitchen, we have the freezer and the fridge. So the freezer is actually doing a really good job. We brought like taquitos. We brought hot dogs and stuff. They said that it was really like not a very good freezer, but it's actually keeping things really frozen. So I might have to move some of this stuff down to the fridge, but for now it's just going to stay cold in there. And then in the fridge we just have like fruits and then my wine, condiments and stuff, easy stuff that doesn't really have to be super cold. And then this is, don't mind the dirty diaper, so we just kind of exploded when we got here. This is the other pull-out bed, another pull-out bed, and then the ice chests. We just have these 2. And this area is the back patio with the barbecue grill. And they came with all of these chairs. There's 6 of them that you get on the houseboat. So that gives you a quick overview of the inside of the Summit Houseboat. I want to start out with some of the cons, just so that way we can end on a positive note. So the first con was obviously the price of gas. The gas prices were horrendous. You're moving the houseboat all over the lake constantly, so you're using up gas. And unfortunately, if you want to run the air conditioners, that runs off the generator, so then you're using gas all night long. And it was very hot when we were there. The weather was excruciating, so we did have to use the air conditioner. and the air conditioner is not very effective. So in the end, we ended up just being hot and miserable because we didn't want to use up too much gas, because then that limited our ability to go around to different places on the lake and explore as much as we possibly could while we were there. The second thing was that the beds are very uncomfortable. Not that we were expecting, anything spectacular. Obviously, it is a houseboat, but it was hard to sleep at night. I would definitely recommend bringing like a foam pad or like those little inflatable mattress pads, just so you have a little bit more cushion. Another one is the need to anchor your boat each night. Every single time we wanted to stop and find a space, we had to anchor it up, which was quite a process for tying down two of the ropes to the shoreline. Also, along the shoreline, it was kind of tricky to try and find a decent place to actually dock up. Because we had really small children, we wanted to find places that were easy for them to walk around on and that they could easily explore and get kind of more of their energy out than just running in circles around the houseboat. I would recommend that you have water shoes, because a lot of the shorelines are very, very rocky and some of them can be really steep. So water shoes are definitely a must when you are on the shoreline. A rock. One of the other cons was when we were there, the car fire actually started while we were on Lake Shasta. So this was kind of just a conditional thing that happened only when we were there, but the car fire caused really bad smoke to just cover the entire sky. We saw the smoke from when it first started, but because we were out on the lake with no reception and no way to get like radio signal or any information, we didn't even know kind of what was happening or what the severity of the situation was. So we stayed out on the water for a little bit longer than we should have, and we went to bed. And then the next morning when we woke up from this scene right here, the next morning, it was literally raining ash. It was falling down. The lake top was covered with ash. So that kind of ruined our trip. We came home a day early because of this. Okay, the worst con of our trip, and this was the biggest bummer of all. I don't have any video footage, so you're just going to get to watch us kind of the fun times on the trip. But there is a closet inside of the houseboat which houses like the septic tank or a part of it. And about 2 days into our trip, this septic tank started to smell so bad. It was like permeating the smell of poo all over the boat. We drove the boat back to the main harbor and we told them what was happening. They did a quick look over of our boat, and in fact there was a leak in one of the pipes was cracked for our septic system. It took them forever to fix it, so we just had to sit around and wait while they kind of repaired it. Really, they didn't really even repair it. They patched it up. It didn't smell as bad. They cleared out the septic. So now that all of those kind of negative things are out of the way, some of the pros to our trip and some of the fun things. Obviously, the water was very, very nice. The temperature of the water was amazing. It was great to be able to just jump in and swim whenever we wanted, and we could, swim all day. We're very adventurous people, so we did go up to what's called Little Backbone Creek, which I have a video dedicated to that hike down below, but it is a really cool rock water slide that we hiked up to, and that was definitely the highlight of the trip. Another pro is that the kitchen was really convenient, and having the oven and all of the dishes and silverware and not having to worry about all of those things was really great and very useful. Another pro is that there is a lot of storage on this boat. There were little nooks and crannies and spaces to store all kinds of buckets and tubs that we had. And I will say that the scenery is another great pro to this as well. The views around Lake Shasta are just spectacular. And it is such a big lake that there are other boats on the water, but you can usually find somewhere that you're going to anchor up and not have anybody nearby. So that was our trip to Lake Shasta.
We have more cons than we do pros, so is it worth it? to rent a houseboat on Shasta?
For $2,400 plus $6 a gallon? No.
No, it's not.
Not unless you're fucking ballers, and we're not ballers.
Just go to the lake for a weekend.
Someone just offered it, and we took it.
I would say just go and rent a pontoon boat.
Yeah, do that for a day.
Yeah.
You'll get bored of it after a day. Maybe two. What? GoPro? No, just jump. You run up on a GoPro, you fucking camera hog.
It's a camera hog.
You gotta like film me all the time.
Mama!
I can't do my YouTube channel. Stop. Do.
Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed our thoughts and pros and cons for our trip to Lake Shasta, and I hope that this helped you kind of maybe make your decision on either picking a boat or deciding if this is the trip for your family. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.